Good afternoon, and please be seated. With us this afternoon are very proud parents, grandparents, and other family and friends. Seated with our graduates are dedicated educators, including teachers, guidance counselors, Polaris Principal Mr. Jerry Lanning, and Assistant Principals Susan Harb, Stephen Dietrich, and Brian Tamino. These educators are extremely proud of these students. In addition, I am pleased to introduce the dignitaries seated on the stage. Senior Class Advisor, Mr. Sean Collins. Senior English Teacher, Mrs. Carol McKnight. Senior Class Principal, Stephen Breckner. Superintendent, Mr. John Kerpinski. Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Cameron Ryba. Board of Education members, President, Mr. Carl Naso. Vice President, Mr. Richard Micko. Colonel Duke Evans, Mr. George Grozen, and Mrs. Jane Ludwig. Please give them a round of applause. At this time, would select senior members of the Corps Department please come forward to sing the national anthem? During the national anthem, male graduates, please remove your caps. And now for the presentation of colors by the Strongsville Police Department. Would everyone please rise for the presentation of colors? Thank you to the Strongsville Police Department for being here with us today. We certainly appreciate that. Let's give another round of applause. At this time, I'd like to call our next group of singers to the stage for the Alma Mater. Please remain standing for the Alma Mater. Thank you, members of our core department. Outstanding job. You may be seated. As we get started today, I'll make sure we recognize Mr. Scott Benson and the entire tech crew for recording today's graduation. This will be replayed on Strongsville TV, so give them a round of applause. Four years ago, on August, we asked these seniors when they were freshmen, when they walked into the auditorium for their first day, how will your class be remembered? Admittedly, this is a pretty heavy question to ask someone at 7:30 in the morning when they haven't found the restroom or their class schedule yet or haven't eaten lunch, but we still do it every year. So as we ask that question, we want our freshmen, who are then eventually going to be seniors, they go through the process of 4 years, to think about what their legacy is going to be. So today I'm going to share what the legacy of the class of 2015 is, because they did an outstanding job of answering this question. So parents, school board, and greater community, here's what they've done over their time at SHS. I'm going to use the backdrop of our motto, excellence in academics, the arts, and athletics, to frame their accomplishments. When I announce a group you were a part of, please stand, graduates, and be recognized. Academics. Members of the senior class that made the honor roll while at SHS, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Members of this year's senior class that have completed one or more AP classes while in high school, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Seniors receiving an honors diploma, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Members of National Honor Society, Polaris Career Center Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, Rho Kappa, Tri-M Music Honor Society, Art National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, and German Honor Society, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Students receiving recognition as National Merit Commended, National Merit Finalist, or winners of a National Merit Scholarship, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Members of our DECA qualifying state teams. If you qualify for state and DECA, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. DECA members qualifying for the national competition, please stand to be recognized. Members of our award-winning Model UN team, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Polaris students qualifying for state or national competitions, please stand to be recognized. Polaris Outstanding Senior Program Award winners, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Individuals receiving academic scholarships, either locally or through their universities, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Athletics. Members of our state qualifying boys cross country team, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Members of our state qualifying gymnastics team, please stand to be recognized. Members of our state qualifying swimming and diving teams, please stand to be recognized. Wrestlers qualifying to the state meet, please stand to be recognized. Members of our state qualifying track and field team, please stand to be recognized. That's a recent one. That was Friday night. Good job. Individuals receiving recognition of all conference, all district, all state, or all American honors, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Individuals receiving athletic scholarships to participate athletically at the collegiate level, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. The arts. Members of our orchestra and band who performed in New York City this spring, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Members of our choir, band, or orchestra which received a ranking of excellent or superior at a state competition, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Participants in the Strongsville Art Show, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Individuals earning scholarships in the arts, either locally or through a university, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. And now there are a few miscellaneous ones I want to make sure we recognize. Members of the Strongsville Youth Commission, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Members of Student Council, please stand to be recognized. Members of Key Club, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Members of a student group, or if you have individually performed service in the community, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Students that have earned the distinction of Eagle Scout or Gold Award through the Boys and Girls Scouts, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Seniors that participated in Senior Project this spring, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Members of this year's graduating class that have enlisted or will be enlisting in the military, please stand to be recognized. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. Members of the audience that are enlisted or have served, please stand to be recognized with our graduates enlisting. Thank you for your service or your going to be service to our country. We are very grateful. You guys may be seated. As you can see, the class of 2015 has done amazing things during their time at Strongsville High School. As a high school staff, we are proud of your accomplishments and look forward to following your future successes. As you move on to the next chapter in your life, do not forget the lessons you have been taught by your parents, teachers, coaches, advisors, and other role models in your life. These lessons will serve you well and will only allow you to keep answering the question of how your class will be remembered. Congratulations to the class of 2015. It has been an honor to be your principal. Good luck. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Stephen Breckner, the grade level administrator for the class of 2015.
I would like to welcome you, the proud parents, grandparents, and other family and friends to the 117th graduation of Strongsville High School. For the class of 2015, it represents the culmination and celebration of the accomplishments they have achieved over the past 13 years. At this time, I would like to introduce your Student Council President, Halia DeMio.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Mr. Breckner, and thank you everyone for being here today. All throughout our education, we are constantly asked one question time and time again. Yet, it is never until our senior year that one truly feels the weight of it. This question has been the basis of countless projects and is always on the lips of our guidance counselors and parents alike. This question is, what is it you want to do with your life? As many times as I have been asked this significant question, I'll always remember the first time I was asked. I was about 6 or 7 at the time, and I was at a family party. And at family parties, my dad always makes meatballs. And instead of waiting till dinner to eat one, I decided to take one instead. And I thought I had gotten away with it until my uncle had told me to come over to talk to him. He said it in such a way that I knew I had been caught. So I went over with my head down, expecting to get a lecture about how not to spoil your dinner. But instead, he surprised me and asked me when I wanted to grow up, did I want to be a thief? I said, no, I didn't. He asked me then, what is it you want to be? And I kid you not, I told him I want to be a singing, ice skating ballerina. Now, thankfully, my aspirations have changed because my singing voice sounds much more like a dying cat than Beyonce, and my ice skating and dancing skills are subpar at best. However, at the time, I wanted to be graceful and beautiful and kind. All things I thought automatically went with being an ice skater or a ballerina or a singer. Now, as ridiculous as that sounds, I think even now as seniors, we tend to think our professions will define us. It is true finding one passion is of great importance, yet becoming someone who we ourselves respect is equally so. After all, we can work all our lives and finally get that job we have always desired, but if we do not like who we have become in the process, then what's the point in all of it? I feel like in time our passions will find us, if they haven't already. However, character is not like character in a book that will pop out and say, aha, I found you. You're now going to be kind and compassionate and nice. It is something we have to work toward each and every day. It can be as minor as carrying someone's books when they have broken a leg, or telling a friend you're going to be there for them when something tragic has happened. It can be as major as refusing to cheat in a test, even if the answers are right in front of you, or spending your time and money helping others instead of yourself. Character is something that builds on itself with each and every decision that we make. James A. Fawn once said, "You cannot dream yourself into character. You must hammer and forge it. Just as we work for our dream jobs, we must also work to build our character. As we follow our dreams, we will inevitably face failure because that's life and it'll happen whether we like it or not. But our character is what allows us to face failure head on without being defeated or knocked down. It what pushes us to be better the next time or forces us to find a different way to reach our dreams. At the end of the day, it makes us who we truly are. After all, our job is a mere label, a sliver of who we are. For a nurse is not just a person who helps the sick, and a teacher is just not someone who educates. They can also be a brother, a sister, a friend, a parent. They can be compassionate, the type of compassion that forces them to wake up early and drive their kids to school every day so that they may have a better life. Thinking back to when my uncle asked me what I wanted to do with my life, I question it. Because if he was so worried about my morality, why did he not ask who I wanted to be instead? Because I think that question really makes one consider people's morals and character much more than questioning someone's future profession will. So now, whenever you asked what your future profession will be, because you will be asked again, whether it's after the ceremony or your graduation party, not only think about your future profession, but think about who you want to be. Because at the end of the day, you only have yourself. So why not make that person worthwhile? Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite Grant Breither to join me at the podium. Grant is this year's Phi Beta Kappa recipient. He has been nominated by our staff as being the single student most worthy of recognition for outstanding scholarship, academic initiative, and total achievement. The Phi Beta Kappa recipient represents the collective judgment of the professional teaching staff as the most scholarly of all the senior students. As part of this recognition, Grant has been asked to address the class of 2015.
Congratulations, graduating seniors. Welcome, family and friends, honored guests, and faculty. There are few forces in society as potent as education. It is what cures diseases, destroys stigmas, fells tyrants, and lifts entire nations out of poverty. And what makes it so potent is the effect it has on the individual. Education amplifies personal power. It is the chance to craft for yourself a mind that is both critical and understanding, a mind capable of overcoming challenges large and small. Education empowers the individual to dream, do, and become. It grants the ability to shake civilization to its marble foundations, but it also grants the ability to empathize and to care, because education is not just for the acquisition of knowledge and the development of intellect. It is also for the refinement of character. By exposing us to the enormity and complexity of the world, education humbles us and makes us aware and makes us thoughtful. When I speak of education, I am not merely referring to chalkboard and textbook education. That does have its place and value, but represents only a small fraction of the whole. Your education is the summation of all your experiences and the lessons you have learned from them. So when I speak of education, I speak of life itself. And when I advise you to invest in your education. What I am saying is that you should live fully and deeply now. I am well aware that that is the single most cliche piece of advice I could possibly dispense at a graduation ceremony. And I admit that that phrase alone is not particularly useful to you. But I promise there is some degree of substance behind that statement, so please allow me to explain. What I am advising is that you go and see and do, that you take chances, that you seek out the new and the uncomfortable. For with every new experience comes a new opportunity to not only expand your world, but also your own identity. That is, in essence, education, expanding your world and your identity. But truly living, truly educating yourself, it takes dedication. You need to be willing to fail and to accept misunderstanding. And you need to realize that sometimes you will be out of your element, and that sometimes mistakes will be made. But you must push forward, knowing that every error is a blessing, that every moment in time reveals another element of reality previously unknown, and another element of yourself previously unknown. Push forward. Do this in the name of self-improvement, if nothing else. Push forward because you know that in the end you will be wiser and stronger. Push forward so that you can be more than you are today, and the day after that, and the day after that, onward until the day you leave this good earth. Do this so that when you do leave this earth, you can leave it knowing that you haven't left anything behind and that you haven't been anything less than you are capable of being. Don't be afraid of pain or sacrifice or effort or confusion. Be afraid of missing out. I hope you do not think me one of them, but there are people out there who will come to you with their doctrine and their prejudices, and they will try to tell you how to think and what to believe and who you are. But these are things that you must discover for yourself. And you do this when you choose to pursue adventure over complacency, justice over acceptance, and truth, no matter how inconvenient, over ignorance. And you will do this not by virtue of the words in your mouth or the clothes on your back or the money in your wallet. You will do this by virtue of your integrity. And those who questioned you before or tried to ensnare you with their orthodoxy will stand in awe, jaws open, in the presence of what you have done with your life, for you will have shown them that you are not defined by their condescension, that you are not defined by their dogma, and that you most certainly are not defined by their standardized assessments. You transcend all that and more, because you are not here to be a punching bag or to be a pawn on someone's chessboard. You are here for a higher purpose, to build and create and discover and to enrich the lives of those around you. You are here to transform yourself and your world. But in order to transform yourself and your world, you must first know them. And you will know them when you have climbed to the peaks of mountains and traversed lowly valleys, when you have come to terms with the past and learned to dream about the future, when you have run the entire spectrum of human experience and burrowed into the depths of the earth and the depths of the human soul. Only then will you know yourself and your world. Only then will you know what it means to live fully and deeply. Only then will you know what it means to be educated. Thank you.
At this point, we'll be recognizing the top 5%. So would the members of the top 5% come on up? These students coming up have earned the academic right to represent the top 5% of the graduating class. Hold on just a second. Where are you? All right, good. The students will be presented with their honor cords by the superintendent, Mr. Krapinski. I'll be reading not only students' names, but where they will be attending next fall to further their education. I also ask that the parents and guardians stand when their child's name is called. Robert Berardi, University of Indianapolis. Grant Breiter, Ithaca College. Madison Brown, The Ohio State University. Brooke Delventhal, The Ohio State University. Punarchitha Dwarkanath, University of California, Los Angeles. Jeff Geis, Purdue University. Jada Gers, University of Pittsburgh. Marissa Ham, the College of Worcester. Catherine Hartig, University of Alabama. Nora Hassan, Kent State University. Samantha Hudson, Ursuline College. Paige Ingram, University of Dayton. Andrew Makovic, The Ohio State University. Madeline McMillan, Case Western Reserve. Jeff Miles, Cornell University. Carter Ostrowski, University of Cincinnati. Mary Owen, Miami University. Mary Papandreas, Penn State University. Haley Pabari, University of Connecticut. Andrew Rebholz, the University of Notre Dame. Andrew Rogalski, The Ohio State University. Rachel Sharippa, University of Akron. Drew Shepard, The Ohio State University. Caleb Thomas, Ohio Northern University. Sarah Taliski, University of Akron. Venkat Tondapu, Youngstown State University Neomed. Maria Vargo, The Ohio State University. Kyron Way, The Ohio State University. Let's give them all a round of applause again.
Guys, congratulations on being in the top 5%, the class of 15. One more round of applause. Thank you. Guys, you may be seated. Mr. Krupinski and members of the Strongsville City Schools Board of Education, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2015 for conferring of diplomas. By the authority invested in my position by the state of Ohio and the Board of Education, I attest that those students seated before you have completed all graduation requirements and are ready to receive their Strongsville High School diplomas. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Superintendent Mr. John Krupinski for his graduation address.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for being here at this true celebration. First of all, I want to apologize for the students who just received those awards. Those students who will be graduating next year will have an easier time, as Mr. Riva is 6'3", and I'm about 5'8½". So I thank you for bending down so that I could get the rope over your head. I would like to also congratulate Halia and Grant for their wonderful speeches. It's tough to follow them. I'd have to say, Grant, you probably did the best job I've ever heard, and I congratulate you for that, and I was thinking maybe you can get mine. Today, I have a gift for all of you. My speech will be short. Well, thank you. You have to understand that that's reasonably short for me. I fully realize how eager you are to get on with your lives. You're eager to get these diplomas for which you have worked so hard. You're eager to join your families and your friends, to share your joy with them. You're eager to get started on your future plans. And as this should be for a graduation, far from being an end, is the beginning of all your tomorrows. Today is a true celebration for all of us. First, it's a celebration for families and the support and encouragement of parents, grandparents, and extended families. It is also a celebration for our district, our Board of Education, and its staff, whether they be support staff, teachers, or administrators. I thank each of them for their dedicated service to providing each of these students with the best possible education. Finally, it is a celebration for our community and the support of its citizens. We live in a very safe and vibrant community, and I'd like to thank personally at this time Mayor Persiak, our elected officials, and all our safety forces for making it a very safe and vibrant city. Paraphrasing an African proverb, it takes a village to educate a child. Well, in our case, it takes a ville, and it is Strongsville. But today we celebrate your achievements. You stand on the edge of a new chapter in your lives. Never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. You can make a difference. Each and every one of us can make a difference. Yet, we know that the road to success is always under construction. Each of you will be successful because of who you are and who you are yet to become. There is a song with lyrics for everything. Vitamin C in Friends Forever sang this: "As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever." Green Day, in Time of Your Life, sang this: "It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life." From the movie Frozen, well, maybe not that much fun. From the movie Frozen, in Let It Go, they sang, "Can't hold back anymore. It's time to see what I can do, to test the limits and break through, to rise like the break of dawn." Remember these 10 important words. If it is meant to be, it is up to me. It is my hope that your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, to the highest peak of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and to the most special places your heart has ever known. You see, each day is a gift. That's why they call it the present. The future is yours. Go for it. Congratulations. At this time, it is my privilege to bring forward the President of the Strongsville Board of Education, Mr. Carl Naso.
I will keep this short, like me. Thank you for being great. Thank you for choosing to be Mustangs, because we all have a choice. Today I want to talk to you about responsibility. I want to talk to you about taking responsibility for yourself, for your actions, and most importantly, for your futures. We all get to make choices. We don't get to choose the consequences of our choices. That's just physics. Action, reaction. And whether you take responsibility for your actions, the responsibility and consequences are coming, and they're yours. Some are expected, measured responses, some are not. We must learn from them, adjust, and move ahead. Take control of your future. Make the best choices you can make, and then do your best. In life, if you don't do your homework, it's not the difference between an A or a B. It's the difference between moving forward or backwards. It's about reaching your goals or settling. And we're not just talking about money. It's about life. It's about family. It's about who the person that you are. Don't settle. Do your homework. I want to tell you a quick story that's impacted my life and has motivated me to do my best every day. I told this story at last year's graduation too, so if you were here last year, you could tune out for a minute. But it's an important story to tell, and it's true, and I still think about it often. Shortly after I graduated from college, I was working downtown as an accountant. And one day for lunch, I went to the West Side Market, and I loved and still love the bratwurst sandwiches that they serve at the market. And that day, I walked down. I was dressed in my favorite blue pinstripe suit, white press shirt, and a red tie. I thought it was so cool. I had just passed the CPA exam. My whole life was in front of me. What could stop me now? I bought my 2 brats and headed out to the square across the street, and I sat down. Just as I sat down, a homeless man sat down next to me. I was a bit nervous, so I looked over at him, and I quickly noticed we had identical suits on. Only his blue pinstripe suit had worn sleeves, stains, and his pants at the bottom wore almost to strings. He had a sadness in his eyes that wasn't threatening, it was just lost. He just looked at me. We looked each other up and down. We just kept looking. I didn't speak one word to him. He didn't speak a word to me. I handed him my lunch and went back to work. On the way back to work, I thought, and for a long time after that, and I still think today, how did he get there? How do you go from young hotshot to homeless? We both bought a blue pinstripe suit. I felt in my heart that when I looked in his eyes that he started out a lot like me. He had big dreams, he had big hopes. And how did it happen? For me, the answer was clear. Choices and doing my homework. You can't always control your destiny. Sometimes you have to put yourself in God's hands, but you can control how hard you work. I'm not saying I was a better man than that man who sat next to me. Life can throw you some huge curveballs. But I do know I didn't want to get there. I only knew I was going to do everything in my power to work every day, to do my homework, so I'd have the best chance of not ending up there. So I say, do your homework, do your best, make the best choices, and keep moving forward. William Arthur Ward once said, do more than belong, participate. Do more than care, help. Do more than believe, be kind. Do more than forgive, forget. And do more than dream, work. Go Mustangs, be proud, carry your own water. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Krupinski and Mr. Nasa. One more round of applause for our speakers. Audience, the graduates request that you refrain from applause or comments until each individual has received his or her diploma. On behalf of the graduates, thank you in advance for honoring their request. At this time, I would like to call upon Mr. Sean Collins, Mrs. Carol McKnight, Mrs. Tracy Davidson, and Mrs. Megan Seslowski, Superintendent Mr. Krupinski, and members of the Board of Education to assist in the distribution of the diplomas. Would the first row of students please rise and come to the stage to receive your diplomas?
Halia Elizabeth DeMio.
Mahima N. Advariu.
Grant Mitchell Brighter.
Tahani Abuzaraya.
Courtney Marie English.
Justin J. Abston.
Robert Michael Berardi.
Christopher Allen Abraham.
Madison Kayla Brown.
Emil Lugo Abalana.
Brooke Christine Delventhal.
Mohammed Hussam Abdel Kadar.
Pornarchita H. Dwarkanoff.
Kyron Andrew Way.
Jeffrey Carlton Geis.
Maria Rose Vargo.
Jada Shinsung Gers.
Venkat Reddy Tandapu.
Marissa Ann Ham.
Sarah Maureen Taliski.
Catherine Jennifer Hardig.
Caleb Roger Thomas.
Nora Hassan.
Drew Alexander Shepard.
Samantha Renee Hudson.
Rachel Carly Sharippa.
Paige Lynn Ingram.
Andrew Joseph Rogalski.
Andrew James Makovic.
Andrew Dennis Rebholz.
Madeline Mary McMillan.
Haley Hitesh Pabari.
Jeffrey Robert Miles.
Mary Catherine Papandreous.
Carter Scott Ostrowski.
Mary Christina Owen.
Rashed Almajali.
Noah Michael Shepard.
Sandra Nadal Rabadi.
Emily Catherine Sindella.
Kevin Joseph Allen.
Ruby Marie Santiago.
Hashem M. Almajali.
Abigail Taylor Robertson.
Joe Amato Jr.
Mitchell Garrett Maddock.
Brooke Marie Anderson.
David Michael Mayo.
Stephanie Claire Anderson.
Lauren K. LaCursey.
George Zachary Archer.
Christopher Michael Hainick.
Noelle Christine Armitage.
Kelly Elizabeth Farian.
Kevin Mitchell Asmondi.
Elizabeth Morgan Duke.
Nadine Hassan Awada.
Sarah Nolan D. Girolamo.
Emmanuel Bagarov.
Mason Alexander Chapello.
Kylan Hunter Bailey.
Abhishek Manish Bhatt.
Alexander James Barnes.
Tyler Rhett Berry.
Alexander Norman Barth.
Jacob Taylor Berry.
Declan Cannon Bilois.
David John Bell.
Mark Bischoff.
Cheyenne Marie Baum.
Bailey Donovan Blankenship.
Erin Marie Chips.
Madeline Beth Blankenship.
Ravine Chima.
Cassidy Lynn Bloom.
Joseph Elio Chandler.
Emily Nicole Bly.
Bradley Thomas Sandrowski.
Jacob Alexander Bokar.
Audrey Kaichenko.
Victoria Alexis Brandt.
Alyssa Noel Cavett.
Anna Lee Brantley.
Tanner Reed Castora.
Allison Cheyenne Briggs.
Francesca Amelia Caruso.
Matthew George Bringman.
Christopher Tyrone Carr.
McKenna Catherine Brinton.
Nicholas Joseph Capone.
Seth Tyler Brose.
Logan Michael Campbell.
Elizabeth Ann Bruckner.
Dominic Paul Campagna.
Alexander Richard Brida.
Anthony James Calvert.
Amanda Lynn Budzik.
Brianna Kirsten Calloway.
Samuel Anthony Chuna.
Kira Elise Byrne.
Alex Michael Chunat.
Ashley Marie Burge.
Jeremy Thomas Chupek.
Teresa Claire Bazzelli.
Emily Marie Clapper.
Antonio Xavier Bergoa.
Kelly Elizabeth Claridge.
Vincent James Dindia.
Kendra Ann Cobb.
Dominique Antoinette DiNardo.
Francesca Colabianchi.
Alyssa Evelyn DiNardo.
Robert Cole II.
Robert Michael Diaz.
Selena Marie Condeni.
Raymond Basilio Diaz.
Lauren Nicole Conroy.
James Timothy Diaz.
Madeline Grace Contreras.
Ellen Suzanne DeWitt.
Amanda Nicole Kuhn.
Alexandria Ryan Durkis.
Angelica Theodosia Corrado.
Garrett Austin Doherty.
Jesse Robert Cosgriff.
Mateo Alessandro Dodante.
Jason Andrew Cosma.
Jasmine Cheyenne Curry.
Brooke Nicole Costanza.
Lucianne Elizabeth Cummins.
Kaylee Rose Costanzo.
James Lewis Cubberly.
Christine Marie Corey.
Jackson Vincent Krynick.
Rachel Elaine Dohar.
Griffin Taylor Crossmock.
Thomas James Donato.
Daniel Aaron Cromley.
Timothy James Doyle.
Asia Charisse Frazier.
Katalin Dragomurescu.
Rachel Carolyn Frawley.
Horia Dragomurescu.
Maura Bridget Frazier.
Zachary Thomas Dye.
Aaron Jeanette Franzak.
Nicole Lee Eicher.
Emily Ann Foy.
Brian William Eliason.
Dana Hart Fowler.
James Ellis.
Jeremy Lee Faust.
Jonathan Elmer Ellis.
Tatiana Jasmine Fitzgerald.
Mamdua Murad El Mahadi.
Andrea Marie Fisher.
David Galt Erdalak.
Cameron Kenneth Ferguson.
Mitchell William Reddish.
Brianna Nicole Ferguson.
Kara Rose Essen.
Elaine Ashley Federer.
Dominic Jose Estremera.
Lindsay Marlene Fechtel.
Benjamin Thomas Evans.
Lauren Elizabeth Fechtel.
Adam Timothy Ironman.
Ronnie Farah.
Erin Jennifer Friedman.
Adam Paul Fader.
Daniel Keith Frigeri.
James Allen Haugen.
Richard Allen Fulkerson.
Aaron Gabriel Hartke.
Gregory Edward Gaylord.
Emily Marie Harker.
Christopher Michael Gandalf.
Erica Ann Harby.
Lauren Cecilia Garzinski.
Haley Kennedy Hammerstrom.
Nicole Marie Gatos.
Devin Matthew Halliday.
Gregory Reed Gershkowitz.
Kyle Richard Hall.
Jacob Robert Gerke.
Casey Allen Hale.
Michael Andrew Giganti.
Tierra Galen Marie Hagler.
Nicole Lynn Giuliano.
Nicholas Adam Hayter.
Michael Anthony Glowski.
Nicholas William Gerke.
Jasmine Alicia Godoy.
Monica Anna Maria Ilona Geierman.
Anna Christina Gonzalez.
James Lamont Groves.
Sarah Marie Gorgeous.
McKenna Rose Graywatts.
Julia Rose Grady.
Nicholas Robert Jenny.
Brendan Theron Greenway.
Amanda Nancy Jarris.
William Ferris Hazen.
Kyle Terry Janoski.
Raven Dean Heim.
Mariah Haley Jackson.
Gregory Robert Heiser.
Elizabeth Ivanovich.
Taylor May Hendershot.
Matthew Gregory Hurley.
Michael Ryan Hendricks.
Peyton Suzanne Hulbert.
John Anthony Hennessy.
Darian Nicole Hugo.
Jack Mitchell Hentosh.
Cassandra Lynn Hovanek.
Brandalee Tara Hercules.
Alexandra Ann Hovanek.
Michael James Herman.
Kaylee Coffey Hopkins.
Caroline Dawn Heron.
Eli Ray Homan.
Julie Lee Hild.
Benjamin Garrett Holdway.
Allison Nicole Hinton.
Michael Ray Hogan.
Rachel Marie Hinton.
Maria Noel Hoffman.
Christian Lee Michael Hodge.
Erin Nicole Lampert.
Emily Marie Hodges.
Kelly Elizabeth Lamb.
Frank Michael Hodges.
Casey Bridget Lally.
Nicholas Ted Herrig.
Christopher Lake.
Jared Thomas Hofer.
Elias Henry Laham.
Angela Anna Yevtich.
Justin Richard Queeson.
Zachary Thomas Johnson.
Catherine Elizabeth Kernick.
Meredith Barbara Jones.
Cody Ryan Couric.
Christopher James Jerkago.
Adam Joseph Kruchek.
Michael Andrew Kagan.
Austin Robert Krosky.
Matthew John Kale.
Lawrence Mark Kazumplik.
Max David Kalal.
Patrick Richard Kovacic.
Olivia Marie Kalinowski.
Sarah Mackenzie Kovach.
Brian Thomas Casper.
Sarah Elizabeth Kostalnik.
Alyssa Penelope Correja.
Kaylin Renee Konzelman.
Jordan Nicole Karpinski.
Emma Jeanette Klippel.
Derek Anthony Carr.
Christine Nicole Kish.
Gurjeet Carr.
Alyssa Ann King.
Peter Constantine Kiris.
Kevin Gregory McDonald.
Morgan Ann Kelly.
Nathan Charles McDivitt.
Daniel James Kerr.
Michael Patrick McCafferty.
Darren Thomas Keel.
Nathan Angelo Mazzoni.
Casey Allen Lance Shook.
Kamar Maingwa.
Chelsea Lynn Lang.
Zachary Michael Matusik.
Nicholas John LaQuatra.
Olivia Ann Matuch.
Reese Thomas Laurel.
Carly Alexandra Matson.
Rachel Grace Lawler.
Cullen Joseph Marvin.
Zhang Bak Lee.
Stephanie Marie Martino Lamson.
Noah Paul Lee.
Richard Torres Martel Floyd.
Brandon Michael Leacan.
Felicia Renee Marshall.
Miranda Paige Lemmer.
Morgan Malia Manoa.
Charles Brandon Lewis.
Jihad Bazad Mackey.
Amanda Sakura Lindamood.
Carl James Meyer.
Alicia Donna Link.
Kelly Ann McGuire.
Mark Alan Lipovitz.
Michael Kenneth Ludwig.
Shannon Elizabeth Lloyd.
Christian James Lucas.
Dominic Rosario Lombardo.
Nabil Nazmi Odetala.
Jasmine Ariana Long.
Grant Douglas O'Brien.
Brandon Lynn Lorick.
Morgan Ann Normant.
Michael Joseph McGowan.
Rachel Renee Nordbush.
Caden Coy McKenzie.
Caitlin Nicole Nolan.
Colin Patrick McKinley.
Joseph Benjamin Noble.
Joshua William McLean.
Christiana Lee Nicodin.
Jeremy Michael McMahon.
Nadine Rose Nichols.
Jesse James McManus.
Lena Wynn.
Michael James McMillan.
Cassandra Ann Nemeth.
Emma Lee Madrano.
Justin Drake Nadeson.
Matthew Aaron Mendenhall.
Ryan William Myers.
Danielle Therese Miller.
Mohammed Ribhi Mustafa.
Dean Michael Miller.
Adam Naeem Muntasser.
Nicholas Matthew Miller.
Martin Nicholas Munschauer.
Stuart Allen Miller.
Chad Bernard Marachka.
Melanie Lynn Minute.
Samantha Marie Mraz.
Dominic Angelo Monachino.
Hannah Marie Mott.
Sean Patrick Moore.
Lindsay Elizabeth Pritchard.
Angela Eve Morsher.
Alexandra Marie Previtt.
Kathleen Romero Moser.
Zachary Lewis Preble.
Trenton Joseph Omer.
Nicole Lynn Pratt.
Katie Nicole Oldenburg.
Grant Edward Powers.
Nathan Daniel Oley.
Nash Thomas Potter.
Kate Patricia O'Malley.
Anna Marie Pleskovic.
Julia Marie Opadesano.
Shane Edward Platt.
Catherine Eileen O'Rourke.
Austin Thomas Platt.
Robert Alexander Orzicki.
Jordan Tyler Pierce.
Ryan Scott Overton.
Michael Jeffrey Pichette.
Shaheen Pallavi Paldad.
Jacob Patrick Peterson.
Michael Joseph Painter.
Sarah Rose Perrin.
Anna Elise Panzero.
Jennifer Lynn Perry.
Stephanie Marie Paoli.
Lillian Elizabeth Perkins.
Harsh Kumar Shailesh Kumar Patel.
Monica Wanda Perez.
Rithi Pradeep Patel.
Mercedes Lynn Perez.
Dominique Marie Patton.
George Dempsey Salazar.
Shyla Cameron Patton.
Bethany Robin Ryder.
Jeffrey Thomas Pierce.
Audrey Lee Ryder.
Juliana Davida Perez.
Rachel Marie Ruggiero.
Anastasia Puchkova.
Alex Jake Rook.
Sarah Jean Puntel.
Dimitri Michael Russos.
Roger Jeffrey Pozzatello.
Adrian Lee Ross.
Emily Grace Ragland.
Kalisher Kidwell Rosenwasser.
Megan Josephine Ram.
Dominic Badman Rangone.
Samantha A. Ramsey.
Caitlin Jean Romick.
Abraham Samir Rashid.
Jasmine Marie Rodriguez.
Krishna Sai Ravi.
Amber Lee Rodriguez.
Hallie Marie Raymond.
Drew Christopher Robertson.
Matthew Michael Redinger.
Brandon Thomas Roberts.
James Douglas Reese.
Celine Yadira Rivera.
Quentin Michael Reed.
Jonathan Mitchell Reisner.
Morgan Elizabeth Reich.
Lauren Marie Ridgway.
Brett Benjamin Renard.
Philip Anthony Sprons.
Nathan Alexander Rice.
Dana Nicole Specht.
Kai Tyler Richards.
Taylor Christine Spalding.
Bradley Joseph Richnovsky.
Selena Amjad Susu.
Natalie Rose Riddle.
Elena Nemer Swady.
Hunter Christian Salerno.
Eric Laurent Sobek.
Ahmad Musa Salti.
Ashlyn Clarice Snyder.
Trevor Andrew Salvage.
Clement Milton Smith.
Anthony Guido Santel.
Alden Philip Smith.
Hannah Rose Sarchev.
Rebecca Louise Slavic.
Leah Mackenzie Saderwaite.
Francis James Skupnick.
Alec Mitchell Sayre.
Jenna Elizabeth Skladany.
Carissia Nicole Lee Sheaf.
Aliyah Karina Siri.
Jacob Stephen Schneider.
Hannah Elizabeth Singerline.
Chip Richard Shomish.
Mariana Shurdakalo.
Jonathan David Sedlak.
Marissa Catherine Shinners.
Roman Sembe.
Nicole Lee Feslitz.
Andrew David Semmelsberger.
Joshua Trevor Ventura.
Allison Nicole Semmelroth.
Brenda Elizabeth Vasquez.
Crystal Allison Shaver.
Kayla Florence Vasquez.
Samuel Logan Sherman.
Emily Nicole Vandenplas.
Mitchell Allen Shimko.
Krista Marie Fott.
Brandon Robert Steffish.
Joshua Spencer Fago.
David Tate Stevens.
Alyssa Marie Vaccarello.
Danielle Elizabeth Stewart.
Ali Arif Usmani.
Erica Marie Stitz.
Jared Marshall Unger.
Catherine Stone.
Kristen Marie Ulrich.
Taylor McCann Strumpel.
Alexander William Uhas.
Blake Edward Strozik.
Mackenzie Joan Timonchek.
Kayla Margaret Salkowski.
Lauren Marie Turchin.
Alyssa Marie Sitazi.
Caitlin Ann Trimper.
Luciano Riccardo Tancredi.
Peter Joseph Trepke.
Caleb Andrew Taylor.
Carla Ann Toth.
Julia Christine Thacker.
Isabella Maria Zona.
Zachary Joseph Thrall.
Zachary Christopher Zalati.
Caitlin Cheyenne Tingler.
Caesar Joseph Zakaib.
Alexis Marie Vincenti.
Adam Frank Zybert.
Derek Akat Toffee.
Isra Ali Zine.
Joseph Martin Tomkany.
Gabriel Andrew Zarzor.
Cortez Taiwan Tehran.
Jessica Lynn Zapora.
John Thomas Vintilla.
Carrie Marie Yarber.
Basilio Dominic Vitanza.
Caitlin Marie Yadlovsky.
Cameron Samuel Walls.
Julia Lynn Wright.
Robert Joseph Washek.
Austin Bailey Wright.
Emily Elizabeth Weber.
Olivia Ann Worthington.
Brandon Andrew Wells.
Devin Marie Wolf.
Kenneth Charles Whitlock.
Justin Henry Wolf.
Megan Marie Wiedenmanet.
Megan Taylor Wise.
Alexandra May Wimkin.
Judith Maxine Marie Winter.
Brian Scott Wineclaw.
Sarah Elizabeth Winrod.
Spencer Curtis Weesey. Ethan Michael Willett. Karen J. Celeste Williams. Ruben Tyrone Williams. Spencer Edward Williams. Brishana Monet Williamson. Nicole Danielle Wilson.
At this point, I would like to bring up the senior class president, Courtney English.
All right, I promise I'm the last speech and then you guys can all go. First, I'd like to say thank you to the senior advisor, Mr. Collins, because he planned this ceremony, and without him, this day would not be possible. So if we could all give a hand for him. Secondly, I'd like to thank the seniors for being here, because God knows senioritis is definitely still in full effect. Also, I'd like to thank our parents, because without them being the stability through our rocky years, being here today wouldn't be possible. And lastly, I'd like to thank all the friends and family who traveled near and far to sit here for hours just to see their graduate walk across the stage for 5 seconds. They must really love you. I've spent a lot of time thinking about what I should say when this moment finally arrives here in front of all of you. This day isn't only a representation of our high school years, but it represents the culmination of all the years in grade school, which thus reminded me of the hours on a clock. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. First, second, and third grade. At this point in time, we weren't even aware that the time on our grade school years was ticking. It may or may not have been because we couldn't even read the time on a clock, but that is beside the point. We never thought we would grow up. During these years, all we knew was that being line leader was extremely important, recess with our friends was the best part of the day, and that it was absolutely necessary to have the 64 pack of crayons. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. These were the years of Abercrombie and Limited 2, before it was ever called Justice. And for some odd reason, everyone thought wearing Crocs was cool, even though it definitely wasn't. Before Facebook or Twitter, there was AIM, where we spent hours talking to friends and leaving away messages. Some of us even had flip phones. Remember those? Also, we watched Zoe 101 and forever wished we went to PCA. What we didn't realize was that the clock was ticking and our time was half over. 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, 7th and 8th grade. We were finally not in elementary school anymore, and we moved on to the middle school. We now had to walk to different parts of the building to go to class, which was entirely new to all of us. During these years, we spent our Friday nights at Rocking at the Rec, wondering who we would slow dance with and whether or not they would play the Soulja Boy or the two-step. Also, we had moved from AIM to Facebook, which was followed by the famous duck face and peace signs that invaded all of our profile pictures. After these years, it was finally time for our biggest challenge yet. It was time to go to high school. 9 o'clock, 9th grade. I still remember my first day at SHS, as I bet most of you all do. The first day, it was only us freshmen, and yet we still couldn't find our lockers, combinations, or the classes. Then the second day came around, and hundreds of other students walked the halls with us, which made it that much harder. The one rule was to not ask an upperclassman where your class was, because they'd tell you the wrong way. But silly me, I still asked, and guess what? I was told the wrong room. What a shock. The seniors looked so old compared to us. Whether or not we want to admit it, we did look up to them. We attended our first homecoming dance, which marked the first dance us girls spent more time getting ready for than actually attending. Also, we realized getting pushed and shoved into lockers was a myth, that we had to get to the Deca cookies before they sold out, and that we didn't want to be at the bottom of the food chain any longer. 10th grade, 10 o'clock. Thank God we were finally not freshmen anymore. We thought we knew all there was to know about high school, but in reality, we really didn't. This year was the year we longed for our license, so our moms didn't have to lug us around anymore. It was also the year that we got that great 8-week vacation. 11 o'clock. "11 o'clock, 11th grade. We were finally no longer underclassmen, and we could show that off by wearing the round ball rowdy shirts that only upperclassmen could wear. We started to realize that high school doesn't last forever, and that our time as high schoolers was coming to an end. Yet we still couldn't wait to be seniors and finally be the oldest in the school. 12th grade, 12 o'clock. Before we knew it, it was our last year of high school, and the clock had come full circle. This was the year we could stand at the bottom of the bleachers at football games and make up our own chants. We could go to the senior prom and scarily apply for college. Now we finally know all of our hard work of cramming for tests, working on projects, and taking the horrible ACT had paid off. This year was a lot more challenging than we all expected. There was a lot more work put in than we imagined, and we still had to study, especially for the midterms and AP tests. Yet now, here we are today, and we realize how fast all of those years went. We may all have said, "I can't wait to get out of high school," but we all know we will miss these years and the people we met along the way very much. We spent more time collecting memories than actually enjoying them. Take a look around at where you are right now and live in the present. In the words of the famous Ferris Bueller, life moves pretty fast. If you don't take a second to look around once in a while, you could miss it. This is the last time we will all be together in one room. These are the last few moments we are truly considered students of SHS. This day is the culmination of years we spent together, and we will soon all move forward. We will go to different schools, cities, states, and maybe even countries. In 30 years, we'll be sitting where our parents are, watching our own kids graduate. Weird, right? We'll be doctors, teachers, businessmen and women, and much more. Our future is filled with endless opportunities. With that, embrace the blank slate that has been set before us and create your own tomorrow. The time on our high school days may be finished, but the hours on the clock to our tomorrows has just begun. So, class of 2015, go take on the world, but don't forget the memories and friends you made along the way. Good luck to each and every one of you. Congratulations, guys. We finally did it. But before I go, the last class president, the awesome Bradley Anderson, as many of you probably remember, he started a tradition. It was called the selfie tradition. But I'm going to put a different spin on it and use the new contraption called the selfie stick. So let me just get it out and set it up, and we'll be on our way. Awkward pause, sorry guys. All right, everyone, stand up and say graduation. You may all be seated. I would like to invite the class officers to the stage for the turning of the tassel and recessional. Please join me in the moment we have all been waiting for, the turning of the tassels. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Let this symbolize the beginning of the rest of our lives. Would the class of 2015 please stand? If you have not, please move your tassel from the right to the left. And congratulations, class of 2015. We did it.